Hey, what's going on guys, First Tech Up here and welcome to the Tecno Pouvoir 4 unboxing and review. So the Tecno Pouvoir 4 is the latest addition to the Pouvoir series. As we all know, the Pouvoir series has always been about the battery, a device that can last for days on a single charge. So how good is this new device? Is it as good as the previous device? Let's find out. But before we do that, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to join this awesome family. And turn on your post notifications so you get alerted when I post a new video. So one of the outstanding features of this new device has to be a huge 7-inch display and the fact that it comes with a 6000 mAh battery, which sounds very interesting, and judging from its predecessor, I don't think this one here is going to disappoint. When you open the device, you're greeted with a huge 7-inch device that has some basic specs about it, and oh boy, this thing has some weight. Moving on, we've got a transparent silicone case, a film screen protector, a 12+ 1 month warranty card, a micro USB charging cable, the earpiece, a 10-watt charger and a SIM ejector tool, and that's pretty much it inside the box. So back to the device. The first thing you're going to notice is how big it feels due to the massive 7-inch display. Have you guys seen the difference between today's 7-inch device as compared to what we used to have back in the days? It is just so funny that it can fit a 7-inch device today in your pocket. Like, it's so funny. Imagine answering a phone call on a 7-inch device like this guy here. Technology is the future, let's embrace it. Don't come out and say 5G spread COVID-19. So the Tecno Pouvoir 4 is made out of plastic, which is what you're going to get from any device in this price bracket. I'm not going to call it an ugly phone because it is not ugly. Instead, the right word to use here is a good looking device. The color I have here is called Ice Jadeite, and I think it looks good and it will please anyone that considers a device in this price bracket. So on the right side of the device, we've got the power button and the volume rocker keys. To the left, we've got a dedicated button for Google Assistant, just like we had on the previous device. Then we have a SIM tray that contains a dual nano SIM and a micro SD card slot. At the bottom, we've got a headphone jack, a microphone, a micro USB charging port, and a speaker grill. So moving on to the rear, we've got a quad camera setup with a quad flash. The camera at the back consists of a 13 megapixels main sensor, a 2 megapixels macro lens, another 2 megapixels depth camera, and a QVGA for low light. We have a fingerprint that is surprisingly fast, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be this fast. It is responsive and it works all the time. As I said earlier, the display is one of its striking features. I call it the Big Daddy display. It is huge and it is decent enough for consuming media content like YouTube, gaming, and all other social activities. But the sad part here is that it is a 720p display, and having a 720p resolution on a display this big isn't that impressive. But 80 to 90% of the time you're not going to notice it. And for what it is, I think the display is good. You're going to feel right at home because of how big the display is. It is sharp and vibrant for most social media and daily tasks. Most of this is done to cut down on the price. Okay, so on the spec sheet, the Tecno Pouvoir 4 comes with a MediaTek Helio A22 quad-core CPU, paired with a 3GB of RAM, a 32GB of internal storage, Android 10, and a crazy massive 6000 mAh battery, as I mentioned earlier. Performance is not a strong fit here, but that doesn't mean it cannot handle your basic tasks with ease. It is responsive most of the time, but don't just tax it too much with heavy games and too many background apps running. For basic usage and day-to-day activities, the Tecno Pouvoir 4 flies like a charm. Now moving on to the battery life, because this is its main selling point. This device can take a beating for days on a single charge without you worrying about recharging it. On my testing, it can comfortably last for 2 days on moderate use. The sad part though is that it takes more than 3 hours to charge from 0 to 100%, which is a long time to wait to refuel a 6000 mAh battery. A fast charger out of the box would have solved this problem. The Tecno Pouvoir 4 comes with a down-firing speaker, so when playing games, you can accidentally block the sound. Speaking of the sound, here's what it sounds like.
Winterland used to look so pretty, now making me moody.
About the camera, the Tecno Pouvoir 4 is a decent smartphone for taking decent photos for social media uploads and more. It doesn't brag in the camera department. The 13 megapixels main sensor is capable of taking some pretty good photos, and when there's plenty of light you're going to get sharp and defined details. However, dynamic range is not very good, resulting in overblown highlights in most scenarios. Portrait shots are good and edge detection seems manageable. And for what it is, I cannot fault it too much because it wasn't meant to excel in this department. Just take a look at these images and drop your comments down below what you think about it. Okay, so the Tecno Pouvoir 4 shoots video in 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second, and for what it is, I would say it is okay. Hey, what's going on guys? So this is a front-facing camera video test on the Tecno Pouvoir 4. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright. Okay, so in my conclusion, I would say the Tecno Pouvoir 4 is shaping out to be one of the affordable smartphones you can get today, with a massive display and a 6000 mAh battery, and I cannot fault Tecno that much for scrapping it with most features. A 1080p display and a USB Type-C would have been a welcome addition, but I guess most of this decision was meant to help lower down the price. At 55,000 naira, you get a device with a huge display and a crazy massive 6000 mAh battery that can endure forever. With this in mind, I would highly recommend the Tecno Pouvoir 4. So that's it for me guys, my thoughts on the Tecno Pouvoir 4. Share your thoughts to me in the comment section below. Let's discuss. What do you think about the Pouvoir 4 here? Like and share this video to help someone make a purchase decision, and please don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye bye.